What if I told you that right now, in your kitchen, you probably have foods that could literally add 20, maybe even 30 years to your life? I'm not talking about some miracle pill or expensive supplement that costs hundreds of dollars. I'm talking about simple, everyday foods that some of Japan's most brilliant doctors, men and women who lived well past 100 years old, ate every single day. Picture this for just a moment. While most of us are struggling to make it through our 60s and 70s without major health problems, there are Japanese physicians who were still working, still sharp as a tack, still full of energy at 105 years old. These weren't just lucky people with good genes. They were scientists, Nobel Prize winners, doctors who dedicated their entire lives to understanding the human body. And they discovered something incredible. Now, here's what breaks my heart. In our Western world, we've been conditioned to believe that aging means inevitable decline. We think it's normal to lose our energy, our memory, our independence as we get older. We watch our parents and grandparents struggle, and we assume that's just how life goes. But what if I told you that's not the whole truth? These Japanese doctors didn't just stumble upon the fountain of youth. They cracked the code through decades of scientific research and personal practice. Their wisdom isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. It's about waking up at 80, 90, even 100 years old feeling vibrant, clear-minded, and genuinely excited about your day. Today, I'm going to share with you the exact foods and eating patterns that Nobel Prize winners and centenarian doctors swear by. These aren't complicated recipes or hard-to-find ingredients. These are 5 simple daily practices that could completely transform not just how long you live, but how well you live those years. By the time we're done here today, you're going to understand why Japan has more people living past 100 than anywhere else in the world. You're going to know exactly what to eat, when to eat it, and most importantly, what to stop eating that's been quietly stealing years from your life. If you're ready to discover these secrets that help Japan become home to the world's longest living people, I want you to comment longevity right now. And if you care about living your healthiest, most vibrant years, whether that's for yourself or for the people you love, make sure you subscribe to Elderly Healthcare and hit that notification bell. All right, let's get into it. Now, the first practice that these Japanese doctors discovered might surprise you, because it goes against everything we've been told about healthy eating. It's not about what you eat first, it's about when you stop eating. Let me introduce you to Dr. Yoshinori Ohsumi. This brilliant Japanese scientist won the Nobel Prize in 2016 for discovering something absolutely revolutionary about your body. He found that when you stop eating for 12 to 16 hours, something magical happens inside your cells. It's called autophagy, and think of it as your body's built-in cleaning crew. Here's what's happening when you're not eating. Your cells literally start eating themselves, but in a good way. They're breaking down damaged parts, clearing out cellular junk, and making room for healthy, new components. It's like your body has its own recycling system that only turns on when you give it a break from digestion. But here's where most of us get it completely wrong. We've been brainwashed into thinking we need to eat every few hours to stay healthy. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right? You need to keep your metabolism going, right? Wrong. This constant eating actually prevents your body from doing its most important repair work. Every time you eat, your body has to focus all its energy on digestion. It can't clean house when it's busy processing food. It's like trying to vacuum your living room while hosting a dinner party. It just doesn't work. Now, I know what you're thinking, but won't I be starving? Won't my blood sugar crash? Won't I lose muscle? These are the fears that keep us trapped in the cycle of constant eating. But here's the truth that these Japanese doctors discovered through decades of practice. Your body is designed to go without food for extended periods. Our ancestors did it for thousands of years. Here's how simple this really is. Tonight, after dinner, look at the clock. Let's say you finish eating at 7 p.m. Don't eat anything else until 11 a.m. the next morning. That's it. That's your 16-hour fasting window. During those 16 hours, your cellular cleaning crew is working overtime, repairing damage, clearing out toxins, and literally reversing the aging process at the cellular level. And here's the beautiful part. You're sleeping for 8 of those 16 hours anyway. So really, you're only adding 4 hours to your normal overnight fast. You can still have your morning coffee or tea. Just skip the cream and sugar. Black coffee actually enhances the autophagy process. Dr. Osumi's research shows that this simple practice doesn't just help you live longer. It helps prevent cancer, reduces inflammation, improves brain function, and keeps your metabolism running like a well-oiled machine well into your later years. But here's what I want you to understand. Start slowly. If 16 hours feels overwhelming, start with 12. Finish dinner by 7 p.m. and don't eat until 7 a.m. the next morning. Your body will adapt, and you'll actually start feeling more energetic, not less. The Japanese doctors who lived past 100 didn't just stumble onto this pattern. They understood that giving your body regular breaks from food is like giving your car regular oil changes. It's essential maintenance that keeps everything running smoothly for decades longer than it would otherwise. But fasting is only half the equation. How you eat during your eating window matters just as much. And that's where the second practice comes in. Something these centenarian doctors called the secret to never overeating again. This second practice comes from one of the most remarkable men I've ever studied, Dr. Shigeki Hinohara. This Japanese physician worked as a doctor until he was 105 years old. Let me say that again, 105 years old. And he was still seeing patients, still climbing stairs instead of taking elevators, still sharp as a razor. Dr. Hinohara practiced something called hara hachibu, and it's probably the simplest yet most powerful eating habit you'll ever learn. It means stop eating when you're 80% full, not stuffed, not satisfied, not even completely full, just 80%. Now, I know this sounds almost too simple to matter, but listen to what happens inside your body when you do this. When you eat until you're completely full, your digestive system has to work overtime. Your body diverts enormous amounts of energy away from repair and maintenance just to process all that food. It's like running your car engine in the red zone. It might work for a while, but it's going to break down much faster. But when you stop at 80%, something beautiful happens. Your body can digest that food efficiently without stress. It has energy left over for cellular repair, for fighting inflammation, for keeping your brain sharp and your immune system strong. Dr. Hinohara understood that this wasn't just about maintaining weight. It was about maintaining life force. Here's where our Western culture has led us completely astray. From the time we were children, we were told to clean our plates. Finish your vegetables. Don't waste food. There are starving children somewhere. We were taught that leaving food on your plate was somehow morally wrong. But think about what this programming has done to us. We've lost the ability to listen to our bodies. We eat until the plate is empty, not until our body is satisfied. We eat until we're uncomfortably full. Then we sit on the couch feeling sluggish and tired, wondering why we have no energy. The truth is, that feeling of being stuffed after a meal isn't normal. It's not healthy. It's your body telling you that you've overwhelmed its systems. And when you do this meal after meal, day after day, year after year, you're literally aging yourself faster. Dr. Hinohara lived this principle every single day. He would put his fork down the moment he felt satisfied but not full. He would rate his hunger on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being starving and 10 being uncomfortably stuffed, and he would stop eating at 8. Always at 8. Now, let me give you a practical way to start doing this today. The next time you sit down to eat, take a moment before you start. Ask yourself, how hungry am I right now? Then, halfway through your meal, pause. Put your fork down and check in with your body. How do I feel now? You'll start to notice that your hunger decreases gradually, not all at once. The key is to eat slowly enough that your brain has time to register what your stomach is telling it. It takes about 20 minutes for your brain to get the message that you've had enough food. If you're wolfing down your meal in 5 minutes, you're going to overshoot that 80% mark every single time. Here's what I want you to try tonight. Put 20% less food on your plate than you normally would. Eat slowly, chew thoroughly, and pay attention to how your body feels. When you think you might be getting close to satisfied, stop eating for 2 minutes. Just sit there. Often, you'll realize you're actually done. This isn't about deprivation or going hungry. Dr. Hinohara ate delicious, satisfying meals every day for over a century. He just understood that the secret to longevity wasn't eating more. It was eating just enough to fuel his body without overwhelming it. When you master this 80% rule, you'll notice something incredible happens. Your energy levels stabilize. Your digestion improves. Your mind stays clearer after meals. And most importantly, you're giving your body the space it needs to do its repair work instead of constantly struggling to process excess food. Now that you know when to stop eating, let's talk about what these Japanese doctors actually consume during their eating windows, starting with a morning ritual that might just revolutionize how you start your day. Now, let me tell you about Dr. Yumi Ishihara, a man whose credentials will blow your mind. He's not just any doctor. He's the personal physician to Japan's prime minister. When the leader of one of the world's healthiest nations needs medical care, he calls Dr. Ishihara. And Dr. Ishihara has been practicing a morning ritual for decades that completely changed how I think about starting the day. Every single morning, Dr. Ishihara begins with 4 to 6 ounces of freshly squeezed carrot juice or apple juice. Not the stuff you buy in a bottle at the grocery store. I'm talking about juice that was in a vegetable just minutes before he drinks it. And here's why this simple practice is so incredibly powerful. Your liver works all night long while you're sleeping, processing toxins, filtering your blood, and repairing cellular damage. When you wake up, it's been working overtime for 8 to 10 hours, and it needs specific nutrients to complete its detoxification process. Fresh carrot juice is like rocket fuel for your liver. Carrots are packed with beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A. This vitamin is essential for liver detoxification and cellular repair. But here's the beautiful part. When you juice fresh carrots, you're getting a concentrated dose of these nutrients that your body can absorb within minutes, not hours. Now, I know what you're thinking because I've heard it 1,000 times. But isn't juice bad for you? Isn't it just sugar water? And you're absolutely right. If we're talking about the processed, pasteurized, sugar-laden juice that sits on store shelves for months. But fresh vegetable juice is completely different. When you juice a carrot or an apple yourself, you're extracting the vitamins, minerals, and enzymes while leaving behind most of the fiber. This means your digestive system can absorb these nutrients almost instantly without having to work hard to break down the fiber first. Think of it this way. Your body has been fasting all night. Your cells are in repair mode, and your liver has been working hard to clean house. Fresh vegetable juice is like delivering premium building materials directly to the construction site. Your body can use these nutrients immediately to complete its repair work. Dr. Ishihara particularly recommends carrot juice because it's alkalizing to your system. Most of us wake up slightly acidic from the natural detoxification process that happens overnight. The minerals in fresh carrot juice help restore your body's natural pH balance, setting you up for optimal energy and cellular function throughout the day. Now, here's a pro tip that Dr. Ishihara taught me. Add just a tiny bit of good olive oil to your fresh juice, maybe half a teaspoon. This isn't for taste, it's for absorption. Many of the vitamins in vegetables are fat-soluble, which means your body needs a little fat to absorb them properly. That small amount of olive oil can increase your nutrient absorption by up to 400%. If you don't have a juicer, don't let that stop you. You can find fresh carrot juice at most health food stores, or even make it in a high-powered blender and strain it. The key is that it's fresh, made within 24 hours of when you drink it. Start with 4 ounces if you're new to vegetable juicing. Your body needs time to adjust, and too much too fast can cause digestive upset. But within a week or two, you can work up to 6 ounces, which is Dr. Ishihara's daily dose. You can also rotate between carrot juice and green vegetable juice made from cucumber, celery, and leafy greens. The goal is to give your liver and your cells the concentrated nutrition they need to function optimally after a night of repair work. What I love about this practice is how simple it is, yet how profound the effects can be. Dr. Ishihara credits this morning ritual as one of the key reasons he's maintained his energy and mental clarity well into his later years. He's not just surviving, he's thriving, serving at the highest levels of government because his body and mind are functioning optimally. These fresh juices work even better when combined with this next ancient Japanese beverage that's been warming hearts and healing bodies for over 1,000 years. Now, this fourth practice is going to challenge something you've probably been told about healthy eating. It involves a combination that Japanese doctors have been using for centuries, and it includes something that might shock you: natural sugar. Picture this warm, comforting drink that these longevity experts sip throughout their day. Black tea steeped with fresh ginger slices and sweetened with a small amount of unrefined sugar. I know, you've been told that all sugar is the enemy. But hang with me here, because this is where most health advice gets it completely wrong. Let's start with the black tea. This isn't just any beverage. Black tea is loaded with powerful antioxidants called theaflavins and theorubigens. These compounds are like little warriors in your bloodstream, fighting off the free radicals that damage your cells and age your body. Studies show that people who drink black tea regularly have significantly lower rates of heart disease and stroke. But here's where it gets really interesting: the ginger. Fresh ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shogales that are some of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory agents. Chronic inflammation is literally the root cause of most age-related diseases: arthritis, heart disease, dementia, even cancer. When you combine black tea with fresh ginger, you're creating a double-barreled weapon against the inflammation that's quietly stealing years from your life. Now, about that sweetener. I can almost hear you saying, "But I thought sugar was bad." And you're right. Refined white sugar is terrible for you. It spikes your blood sugar, feeds harmful bacteria in your gut, and accelerates aging. But natural, unrefined sweeteners like muscovado sugar, raw honey, or pure maple syrup are completely different. These natural sweeteners contain minerals that your body actually needs: potassium, calcium, iron, and magnesium. When Japanese centenarians add a small amount of unrefined sugar to their tea, they're not just satisfying a sweet tooth. They're providing their bodies with essential minerals that support cellular function and energy production. Here's what most people don't understand. Your brain runs on glucose. When you completely avoid all forms of natural sugars, you're actually forcing your body to work harder to maintain stable blood sugar levels. A small amount of natural sweetener in your tea provides gentle, sustained energy without the crashes that come from processed sugars. The key word here is a small amount. We're talking about half a teaspoon of raw honey or a small piece of unrefined sugar, just enough to take the edge off the tea's natural bitterness and provide those beneficial minerals. Here's how to make this longevity elixir. Brew a cup of high-quality black tea. Loose leaf is best, but a good tea bag works too. While it's steeping, slice a small piece of fresh ginger root, about the size of a quarter, and add it to your cup. Let it steep for 5 to 7 minutes so you extract all those beneficial compounds. Then add just a tiny amount of raw honey or unrefined sugar. The beauty of this drink is that you can enjoy it during your fasting window because the small amount of natural sweetener won't break your fast or spike your insulin levels. It's actually perfect for sipping between meals because it supports steady energy and reduces cravings. Japanese doctors often drink this tea in the afternoon, when energy levels naturally dip. Instead of reaching for coffee or sugary snacks, they nourish their bodies with antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and gentle natural energy that sustains them through the rest of their day. What I love about this practice is how it shows that longevity isn't about deprivation. It's about making smart choices. These doctors understood that a little bit of natural sweetness, combined with powerful medicinal plants like tea and ginger, could actually support their health goals rather than sabotage them. You can prepare a large batch of this tea in the morning and sip it throughout the day, reheating as needed. The ginger will continue to infuse, making it more potent as the day goes on. These beverages, the fresh vegetable juice in the morning and the ginger tea throughout the day, support your system beautifully. But the foundation of longevity lies in specific foods that these Japanese doctors ate every single day. Foods that literally rebuild your body from the inside out. This fifth and final practice comes from Dr. Hiromi Shinya, a Japanese-American gastroenterologist who revolutionized our understanding of digestive health and longevity. Dr. Shinya spent decades studying the inside of people's digestive systems, literally looking at thousands of colons through colonoscopies, and what he discovered will change how you think about aging. Dr. Shinya found that people who lived the longest and stayed healthiest had one thing in common. Their digestive systems were teeming with beneficial bacteria, and they ate fermented foods every single day. We're talking about foods like miso soup, natto, fermented vegetables, and kefir. Now, let me explain why this matters so much for your longevity. Your gut contains trillions of bacteria, more bacterial cells than you have human cells in your entire body. These bacteria don't just help you digest food. They produce vitamins, regulate your immune system, communicate with your brain, and even influence your mood and energy levels. As we age, the diversity and number of these beneficial bacteria naturally decline. This is why older adults often struggle with digestive issues, have weaker immune systems, and experience more inflammation. But here's what Dr. Shinya discovered. People who regularly ate fermented foods maintained a youthful, diverse gut microbiome well into their later years. When you eat fermented foods, you're literally replenishing your gut with living, beneficial bacteria. But it's not just about the bacteria. Fermented foods also contain enzymes that help you digest and absorb nutrients more efficiently. As we age, our bodies produce fewer digestive enzymes, which is why many older adults can't eat the same foods they enjoyed when they were younger. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Fermented foods are just another health trend, right? Wrong. These foods have been staples in Japanese culture for over 1,000 years. Miso, which is fermented soybean paste, has been nourishing Japanese families since the 8th century. This isn't a fad. It's ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Dr. Shinya's research showed that people who ate fermented foods daily had significantly lower rates of colon cancer, inflammatory bowel disease, and even depression. The connection between your gut and your brain is so strong that scientists now call the gut your second brain. When your gut bacteria are healthy and diverse, your mind stays sharper as you age. Here's how simple this is to implement. Start with just one serving of fermented food per day. If you're new to fermented foods, begin with something mild like kefir, which tastes like a tangy yogurt drink, or sauerkraut, which you can find in the refrigerated section of most grocery stores. For a more traditional Japanese approach, try miso soup. You can buy miso paste at most supermarkets now, and making miso soup is as simple as dissolving a tablespoon of miso paste in hot water. Add some seaweed and green onions, and you have a probiotic powerhouse that Japanese centenarians have been drinking for generations. If you're feeling adventurous, try natto, fermented soybeans that are incredibly popular in Japan. I'll be honest, natto is an acquired taste because of its sticky texture, but it's one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. It's loaded with vitamin K2, which is essential for bone health and cardiovascular function as we age. You can also include fermented vegetables like kimchi, pickled beets, or traditional pickles. Just make sure they're naturally fermented, not just pickled in vinegar. Look for brands that say live cultures or probiotic on the label. Start small, maybe a forkful of sauerkraut with your lunch or a small cup of kefir as a snack. Your gut bacteria will gradually adapt and diversify. Within a few weeks, you'll likely notice improvements in your digestion, energy levels, and even your mood. Dr. Shinya also emphasized the importance of eating these foods consistently. It's not about having a big serving once a week. It's about giving your gut a steady supply of beneficial bacteria every single day. Think of it as tending a garden. You need to water it regularly, not flood it occasionally. What's beautiful about fermented foods is that they're often more nutritious than their non-fermented counterparts. The fermentation process actually increases the bioavailability of vitamins and minerals, making them easier for your body to absorb and use. These 5 practices, intermittent fasting, eating to 80% full, fresh vegetable juices, ginger tea with natural sweetener, and daily fermented foods, create a powerful foundation for longevity. But there's something deeper at work here, something that goes beyond just the food itself. And that's what we need to talk about next. Now, I want to get real with you for a moment, because I know that if you're watching this video, you're probably feeling something that most of us don't like to talk about. The truth is, watching our bodies age can feel overwhelming. Maybe you've noticed your energy isn't what it used to be. Maybe you've watched a parent or grandparent struggle with health issues, and you're starting to see similar changes in yourself. Maybe you look in the mirror and wonder if it's already too late to make a real difference. I get it. There's this quiet fear that creeps in as we get older. The fear that our best years are behind us, that decline is inevitable, that we're powerless to change our trajectory. We see our friends getting diagnosed with diseases we can't even pronounce. We watch our loved ones lose their independence, their memory, their vitality. And we wonder if that's just what aging looks like. But here's what these extraordinary Japanese doctors discovered, and it's the most hopeful thing I can share with you today. It's never too late to start. Dr. Hinohara, the physician who worked until 105, didn't begin his longevity practices when he was young and invincible. He started implementing these changes in his 60s. 60 years old. Many people think their health journey is over at 60, but Dr. Hinohara was just getting started. Your body is not a car that breaks down and can't be fixed. Every single day, your cells are regenerating. Your liver replaces itself every 150 days. Your heart muscle renews itself every 20 years. Even your brain is constantly forming new connections and pathways. Right now, as you're listening to this, your body is waiting, literally waiting, for you to give it what it needs to thrive. The Japanese doctors I've shared with you today prove that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean wisdom, vitality, and decades of healthy, meaningful years ahead. But it requires a choice. A choice to stop accepting that feeling tired, achy, and sick is just part of getting older. So here's what I want you to do. Don't try to change everything at once. That's a recipe for failure. Start with just one practice tomorrow morning. Maybe it's making that fresh carrot juice and drinking it slowly, mindfully. Maybe it's trying the 80% rule at dinner tonight, putting your fork down when you feel satisfied but not stuffed. Or maybe it's simply extending your overnight fast by 2 hours. Instead of eating at 9 p.m., stop at 7 p.m. Choose one thing, just one, and do it for a week. Then add another practice, then another. Because every small change you make today is an investment in decades of healthy, vibrant years ahead. Your future self, the 80-year-old you, the 90-year-old you, maybe even the 100-year-old you, is counting on the choices you make right now. These Japanese doctors didn't just live longer, they lived better. They worked, they loved, they contributed to their communities well into their hundreds. That's not just possible for them, it's possible for you too. Your journey to extraordinary longevity starts with the very next choice you make. So let me recap these 5 life-changing practices that could add decades to your life. First, practice that 12 to 16-hour fasting window to activate your body's cellular cleaning system. Second, eat to 80% fullness. Put that fork down when you're satisfied, not stuffed. Third, start your day with fresh vegetable juice to fuel your liver's repair work. Fourth, sip ginger black tea with natural sweetener throughout the day for sustained energy and inflammation control. And fifth, include fermented foods daily to keep your gut microbiome thriving. Now, I'm curious, which of these practices are you most excited to try? Comment below and let me know. Have you already incorporated any Japanese longevity secrets into your routine? I love hearing about your experiences, and your story might inspire someone else to take that first step toward better health. If this video opened your eyes to the power of Japanese longevity wisdom, I'd be grateful if you hit that subscribe button and bell icon. We're building a community here at Elderly Healthcare focused on evidence-based strategies for living longer, healthier lives. There's so much more wisdom to share from cultures around the world that have cracked the code on healthy aging. Remember, aging gracefully isn't about luck. It's about the choices you make every single day. The Japanese doctors we talked about today prove that your 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond can be your most vibrant, purposeful years yet. Make today the day you start choosing longevity over convenience, vitality over quick fixes, and long-term health over short-term pleasure. Your future self is waiting, and I'll be here to guide you every step of the way. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, start with one practice, be patient with yourself, and remember, Every healthy choice you make today is a gift to the person you'll become tomorrow.